I've been thinking some thoughts. Will you think with me? What if Israel lost the War of Independence? Some people call it the Nakba, the Great Catastrophe. They say Israel's an illegitimate state. They say Israel's the problem. The war didn't begin when they massacred us, when the Hamas, Izaldin al-Qassam, Islamic Jihad, massacred us on October 7th, 2023. They say the war began in 1948 when we came out of the Holocaust, when our people fled from the worst anti-Semitism. It's like anti-Semitism on steroids, Nazi Germany, and fled to here, and 5 Arab armies attacked us. Now, the question people are saying is, what if those Arab armies beat us and we didn't come out on top, and baby Israel was killed in its infancy before Israel got to return here to the map, where we used to live thousands of years ago? Would Palestine be a free state? And so I was thinking about some of this. Would it really have been a free state with all its borders intact? Not even remotely. The Arab army, remember, it wasn't a Palestinian army. There wasn't a Palestinian nation here. It was Jordanian, Egyptian, Syrian, Iraqi, what else? They would have divided the land up. And you even have the first Secretary General of the Arab League. He told a British reporter that the plan was for Transjordan to take the hill countries of the area. And he said Egypt would get the Negev. So Jordan gets some, Egypt gets the Negev. Galilee would go to Syria. Except the coastal part, as far as Akka, would be added to Lebanon. Lebanon would their border would be pushed down. And so in other words, the land would have been divided up amongst these Arab nations that attacked us, and they probably would have fought amongst themselves. It certainly wouldn't have been called Palestine, and it wouldn't have been free, So there's these things people have to look at. During the British Mandate, the Peel Commission appointed in 1936 a commission to try to find some solution which would satisfy both the Jewish people that lived here and the Arabs in the Mandate of Palestine. And so what happened is they proposed a partition plan, and it was fully rejected by all of the Arab Higher Committee in 1937. And they said, this country doesn't belong to Palestine Arabs. It belongs to the whole Arab and the whole pan-Arabic Muslim world, right? So we see that nowadays people are standing in some places in solidarity with a terrorist group called Hamas and saying that free Palestine, but this wouldn't have even been a Palestinian free state. People are holding up flags and signs, and what they're doing is they're actually recognizing that there was a Muslim colonialization of Israel, and there's a Muslim colonialization of Iran that happened, a Muslim colonialization that happened all over, even Afghanistan, even so many places, Lebanon, that used to be the Paris of the Middle East. And you have this conquesting that happens. These protests have really revealed that people aren't educated. They have an upside down world view. And even the Egyptian guy, Yasser Arafat, who's looked at as the founder of Palestine with the Kafia, that he's an Egyptian man. It's really just an anarchist movement. And I want you to comment and tell me what you think about this. When people are doing crimes that go against the laws of the land, and they're saying they're trying to actually be a freedom fighter, like Palestinian Liberation Organization, the Al-Aqsa flood, these people who have come and did murders, crimes against humanity. How can people in the West stand with this kind of stuff? And did they forget Jerusalem is the very place that God promised the Jewish people, the land of Israel? And it's historically, you dig anywhere, you find the title deed, you find artifacts of us when we were here, Hebrew. So this drive to subjugate an entire area, part of the Levant, and to say that it is going to be back under Islamic control, not free, not a free democracy, and so you can't say that in a free democratic. You shouldn't be saying that in a free democratic country that you're in. So multitudes of people are really saying we want to be part of a Muslim conquest of Jerusalem. It's just like the time of the Muslim conquest back in the day. And so the truth is, I wanted to bring this up to try to get us to think a little bit. In campuses where they're supposed to be teaching these things, it's been turned into a battleground. Even in churches, you have this battleground. It's like a mind game, and screaming words that have no bearing in reality, like apartheid, like genocide. They don't have any bearing in reality, and people scream this out with almost like a spiritual it is spiritual. And you see that the deliberate goal to exterminate all of Israel, that's the goal, that they haven't been able to do it yet. We've been stopping Hamas from doing that. We've been stopping Hezbollah from doing that. But they want to burn people alive, torture people, kill people. They want to colonize all of Israel. And this kafia on our heads, it's, I got to do a whole video just on kafia. That isn't even a Palestinian thing. And so with that, I want you to think and comment in below and stand for Aliyah, which is it's not a colonization, it's a re-indigenizing, decolonization. Aliyah, the Aliyah Return Center, is actually a re-indigenizing, a decolonializing, because they colonized Israel. It's bringing back the indigenous people to the indigenous land. There was just the indigenous embassy that came to the Friends of Zion Museum. Love these people. And they are saying, wow, the indigenous people even have a prophecy. Zechariah 8, verse 7. This is what the Lord Almighty says. I will save my people from the countries that they've been scattered to, the east and the west. I will bring them back to live in Jerusalem. They will be my people. I will be faithful and righteous to them as their God. So thank you, indigenous people, for standing with Israel. And thank you, all people who stand for true freedom and for truth.